Welcome to the Bold Life School, the show that empowers you to elevate your life and to step into your full potential. I'm your host, Jameson, and this is where ambition meets authenticity, where you'll find the tools and inspiration to grow, evolve, and thrive. Each week, we dive into powerful topics that challenge the status quo, whether it's to break through limiting beliefs, navigate life's transitions, or embrace the bold moves that push you beyond your comfort zone. Now let's get into today's episode. Welcome back, my bold friends, to episode 19. Today, we're thinking about the long game, taking on a challenge to build lasting success. We're not talking about fast money, quick wins, or easy solutions. We're talking about building a life you can sustain, one that you're proud of, one that's grounded in purpose, passion, and serving others. Because here's the truth, anything worth building takes time. Today's topic is really geared towards you if you're looking to find your true path. You're looking for results in your life to show up. Maybe you want to grow an impactful career, a business, or build a lifestyle that's more authentic to you. The principles here will really apply to any big, audacious goal or challenge that you might be thinking about taking on. Many, many moons ago, I took a break from university. I wasn't really sure what my purpose was. I just knew that my heart wasn't in it, and I was a little aimless trying to figure it out. Somehow I ended up enrolling in massage therapy school. It wasn't any 2-week course either. It was something like 9 months, 1,000 hours or something. I was excited about it at the time. I was inspired by the challenge. Learning a new craft, I really enjoyed the process. What I failed to consider, though, was what would come after the training, the reality of the situation. I mean, back then in the Midwest, there weren't a lot of places offering massage therapy. It was a pretty novel market. So basically, I would have had to start my own business to find work. However, that was not in the cards for me. I didn't have the capacity to even believe that I could or would start a business at that time. I didn't have the skill set or business sense. And most importantly, I didn't have the passion to build a business for massage therapy. While I enjoyed the idea, the thought, the doing of helping others, it just wasn't my true calling. Looking back, I was really looking for some quick wins, a way to right the ship, to set me back on a life path that was going to magically work out for me. But that wasn't it. Since then, I've grown, I've changed a lot. I've lived many lives. I've changed in my capacity to take on challenges, my business aptitude, my skill set. But I've also changed my mindset around success. And today I want to talk about how to build long-term sustainable success. When you're building a bold life, you're not just asking, what do I want? You're asking, who do I want to serve? How do I want to serve? Boldness is not self-centered. It's fueled by contributing to something bigger than yourself. A business is built to solve a problem and provide a solution for others. If it doesn't, it's not going to work. Becoming an influencer is really about spreading your worldview in some capacity. Building a career path is committing to spreading your worth, your skills, your value, but for the betterment of something beyond you. The questions are, what problem do you care about solving? Who lights you up when you help them? What impact do you want to leave behind? It has to be something beyond you. Now, I'm not saying that you shouldn't be thinking about yourself, your needs, your primary desires, because having passion for what you're doing in life is the number one most important element that I believe needs to be there to build a life on your own terms. But when you root your life in service to others, you have a bigger reason to keep going, even when the rewards don't come so quickly to you. It's really important to find a journey that you're going to be willing to stick with. Every path has challenges. So the real question isn't what's easiest, what can I just do right now to kind of get going, but what's worth it to me? Choose a journey that you actually want to walk, one that you'll stay with when things get messy, boring, or hard. Because basically everything is hard. You just get to choose your hard. Building a business is hard. Taking courses, college, learning new tools, or upskilling yourself is hard. Sitting at your computer day after day, working towards a goal to write a book or to break into influencing, it's hard. Making connections, getting leads, engaging in all of these repetitive yet very necessary tasks is hard. To build a long-term vision, it has to be a labor of love. If your goals are just centered around building financial wealth, you may want to reconsider whether you're on the right path for your soul. When your acts of service to others align with your heart's true intentions, it's much easier to do the hard things. To make long-term gains, some areas of your life often have to take a short-term hit. Things like family, your social life, your physical health or workouts, downtime, sometimes even sleep. We have to fit it all in. The question is, what are you willing to invest to make it happen? Even more importantly, what are you not willing to give up in your current life? Because if you're not willing to give up parts of your life that take a significant percentage of your time, this may not be the right challenge for you. It's important to be realistic about not only what it will really take to take on a new challenge, but also to understand how the new challenge fits into your biggest life priorities right now, but also down the road. You can always plan to build, grow, and scale at your own pace on your own terms. But understanding your non-negotiables can help you choose from a place of intention to avoid obvious roadblocks like I experienced when I failed to notice that I would have to start my own business and then own that business and work in it after massage school. So going into a big challenge with your eyes wide open can make the difference between breaking into a new business and having that new business break you. We do live in a world that's obsessed with instant results. Viral posts, quick money, overnight success. And for that reason, sometimes we overdo it and then we burn out. There are a million Insta solutions available online that promise us these easy blueprints for success. The reality is that achieving instant financial gains is not as likely as that you are going to have to put in time, money, sustained effort to achieve financial wealth and success in general. I recently learned that the famous YouTuber, his name is Mr. Beast, didn't really achieve his big breakout until 4 years of YouTubing. So 4 years of putting out content and building. That's a lot of consistent time, showing up, creating value, drudging along behind your computer. But today, around 13 years down his path, he's worth over $1 billion. He has a huge multimedia product and philanthropic empire. If you want to build something bold, don't expect fast, financial-driven rewards. Or maybe you could play the lotto. As of today, Powerball is something like $1.8 billion. But for most of us who don't win the Powerball, we have to think about slow growth, creating deep roots for long-term success. We have to focus on creating value, showing up consistently, creating something meaningful to us and to the world, and then letting the results compound over time. I recently learned that 90% of podcasters quit before their 20th episode. Why? A range of reasons: overwhelm, burnout, underestimation of the time and effort it takes, lack of interest, they get bored, no instant gratification or Insta audiences. I mean, if a podcaster can just get through 20 episodes, they will already have surpassed 90% of the other podcasters who also started a podcast. It's a mind-blowing example of the power of longevity, of sustained effort, of consistency, and boldness like podcasting, isn't a sprint. It's a marathon. It means you don't burn yourself out chasing the quick win. It means being consistent in how you show up, even when you don't feel like it. And patience, that's the glue that holds it all together while results are still invisible. All of these attributes depend on your strength and your resilience. But there's also support, which we often forget about. Who can help you build your vision that's sustainable, given all of the things you've got going on in your life? Who's the one positive person, or maybe it is a group of people that you can bring into your plan to partner with, to advise you, coach you, or maybe even just to commiserate with you when things get tough? Where can you find upskilling support? We can't do everything ourselves, or most of us aren't experts in everything. What tools, guidance, communities, courses, feedback can you get to fill in your skill gaps, to help you achieve your goals? These are the habits that create results, and they separate the achievers from the non-achievers. Long-term success is about developing the mindset to go the distance. It's about self-trust. Bold living means saying, I can figure this out. I will keep going. I want to keep going. I'm passionate about this. I trust myself to handle what comes next, to conquer it, to get help, to solve problems, to get back up after I make mistakes. And your inner critic will be there, and it will need to be handled appropriately. When times get tough, the voices always show up. Who do you think you are? What if you fail? My inner critic is very skeptical about my marketing and sales ability. It definitely wants to shame me into not showing up authentically, which can cause some internal confusion. Sometimes it makes me rethink my way. But boldness isn't about never hearing the inner critic. It's about not letting the inner critic stop you from living fully into your potential, from stretching beyond your self-imposed limits and your fears, and just going for it anyway, flaws and all. Right now, I'm reading this book. It's called Sorry I'm Late, I Didn't Want to Come. One Introvert's Year of Saying Yes. It's by Jessica Pan. And in this book, she talks about a point in her life where she felt so isolated because she was living in a new country. She was working remotely, and she decided that she would start saying yes for a year. She would put herself out there socially to connect with other humans in a way that was out of character for her and quite terrifying to her. So she would intentionally go up to strangers and say things that would make her look weird and stupid or feel weird and stupid, as her biggest fear was, you guessed it, looking weird and stupid. So after her experiment, she ended up discovering that looking and feeling weird and stupid wasn't actually that bad. It's not the worst thing. That connecting with others felt good, interesting, and freeing. I think the key takeaway is that becoming a better version of yourself requires that you change your mindset, your limiting beliefs about yourself, and your everyday actions to go with it. You might be fearful, but there's only one way to get over that, and that is to feel the fear and do it anyway. You'll need to soothe your inner fearful child. We all do. You'll need to take it easy on your inner child. When you feel defeated and knocked down, isolated and alone in your struggle, it's okay. It's okay to feel those feelings. It's a sign of growth. It's a sign of a growth mindset that you're willing to push beyond the hard stuff. So let the feelings pass. Take a nap, cry it out, take a rest day, do whatever you need to do to regain your composure, and then get back to it. One of the boldest shifts you can make is thinking like a startup. Most of the time, working at a startup company requires that you wear so many hats rather than just doing one straightforward siloed job. Why? Because people and resources are typically running very lean. Money's tight, the future's uncertain. It often requires everyone to help out. Sometimes part of the paycheck is simply a stake in future success rather than a high salary that you might get at a different job. Sometimes the job isn't even one that you want right away, but it's one that you get to start with the possibility of growing with the company. And that can be very enticing. But when you're starting out building something new, a new path or career, it can be very similar to a startup company. You've got to plan on wearing many hats while you get up and running. If it's a business, you may not have the ability to delegate or hire a staff of experts. So your long-term success requires that you get the short-term work done anyway. It needs to get done. There's no guaranteed success, but when you build a plan or approach a challenge in alignment with what you truly love, focusing on serving others, and you're willing to take a chance on yourself, the possibilities are endless. You may be just like a successful startup. Go into big IPO, make millions of dollars. Expect to go through a lot of churn before you reach peak success. When you build something from scratch, like a startup, you can count on the need for constant improvement, revisions, and growth. There are often no processes. You build the processes. You have to get comfortable putting yourself out there to try, fail, learn from your mistakes, and rinse and repeat. And that's how the sausage is made. They just had to throw in that little corporate speak there. We always talk about showing people how things are really behind the scenes. You don't have to get it right the first time. You just have to keep going. And every setback is feedback. Every pivot is progress towards your next step. And finally, before you commit yourself to your next big challenge, pause and ask yourself some of the right questions. 1, am I truly passionate about this? Is this something I want to be doing for the long term? 2, how can I serve and bring value to the world beyond just me? 3, what am I willing to invest in myself? And what do I need to change in terms of my beliefs, my limits, my thoughts about my own capacity and capabilities? 4, what do I need to protect? What time, energy, maybe it's money or relationships, do you need to set aside in order to take on this big challenge? And 5, who can support me with this challenge? These questions help you filter out the noise to align your next bold life with what truly matters to you so that you can impact the world. So here's the takeaway. Building a bold life isn't about rushing, proving, or chasing the easy path. It's about service. It's about choosing a meaningful hard for you. It's about patience, persistence, trusting in yourself. It's about iterating, asking better questions, being willing to grow into the person that your next chapter requires. It's not built overnight, but success is built. One brave choice, one consistent action, one day at a time. Stay bold, my friends. Until next time. If you enjoyed today's episode, head over to theboldlife.coach for more resources, join our community, and start living your boldest life today.